DK Metcalf finished wide receiver 18, 90 receptions, 141 targets, 1,048 yards, 6 touchdowns, an average of 8.3 targets per game. Thoughts on DK Metcalf?
How this guy doesn't have over 100 catches each year is beyond me. And yes, they spread it out a little bit, but he just completely disappears from the game plan at times. And I don't understand it. He's not a bad wide receiver two to have, but he is not a wide receiver one. Like he's just not that guy athletically. He's able to. And in, peak weeks, yes, he will jump into that territory, but there are also weeks where DK is going to disappear and leave a big hole in your lineup. So as much as I like the guy, I like the player, I don't love having him on a bunch of fantasy rosters just because if I get burned, I don't want to get burned all over the place at once.
15 feels like the highest that he's going to finish, right there at that top end of wide receiver too. And Kevin, you are correct. Like physically, this guy should be, somebody who should be up there in that second tier of receiver, but he's just not there. And looking at this is a difficult schedule for Seattle receivers. I still think he has enough to get his, right. Like I still think that he can do what he needs to do, but it's going to be a tough year. He's going up against some really tough defenses. There's two other guys that are going to be options for Geno Smith, not to mention, the running game. So wide receiver 2 feels like a lot, and don't overspend on DK Metcalf because you're just going to be frustrated with the return that you get.
This is a guy that I'm not going to be looking to put on my team simply from the standpoint that the draft capital, you're going to have a hard time recouping on that. And moreover, you're going to be frustrated is probably the best way to word that when you're having to try and figure that out, because if he's in there as your flex, okay, fine. Right. But if you need him on a wide receiver 2 and to be a consistent wide receiver 2 for you, you are going to get such up and down weeks that it is going to drive you nuts, because you're right. He can go out there and deliver you, wide receiver 8, wide receiver 7, wide receiver 10. He can deliver you a top 10 week and deliver you one of those week winning type of performances, but he can also go out there and just disappear on you and give you wide receiver 105 on the week and lose you a game, right? So this is one of those that I am proceeding with caution